Now. Yep.
Okay, here today I want to present a presentation on Kariz activities in Afghanistan. But first there's an introduction that Kariz gentle sloping tunnel and series of wells that drains water from aquifer and lead it to the surface by using gravity flow condition. You can see the conceptual diagram of a Kariz along the alluvial fan. You can see the mother well shafts, underground gallery, and also outline our appearance point. Here you can also see a GIS mapping showing Karizes. Here you can see the start of a Kariz, tunnel of a Kariz here, and here you can see outlet point of a Kariz. And these are the irrigated land that's irrigated by this Kariz system. This is another image of Kariz. You can see the mother was the streams that they combine and they accumulate it and then go to underground gallery and then to the irrigated land. And in Afghanistan, there are 9,370 Karizes in 90 provinces of Afghanistan. And about 3,406 Kariz have been dried in a percentage of 36 as a result of climate change and low maintenance. On average, one Kariz, one Kariz irrigates about 22 to 260 hectare of land. Kariz importance in Afghanistan, Kariz covers 8% or 168,000 hectares of Afghanistan total irrigated land as the only source of drinking water and agriculture in most villages of southern and southwestern regions of Afghanistan. And Kariz utilize groundwater sustainability as it naturally extract underground water without any exploitation. And Kariz don't need energy for water extraction. Good alternative for deep wells which use fossil fuels and best climate change adaptation practice. And the last one is Kariz soil cultural heritage. Selection criteria to rehabilitate a Kariz based on the below points. At first, there should be surveyed recharge potential, community participation, accessibility, area vulnerable to drought and water scarcity, and possibility of success. The last one, security. Kariz rehabilitation activities can be summarized as below, which has been done so far in Afghanistan by Minister of Rural Rehabilitation and Development. That the first one, underground aquifer recharge, tunnel cleaning and repair, wells repair, canal lining, water reservoir. Here you can see the photos. Here you can see the dam, check dam in Kandahar province. That's the underground aquifer recharge. Can be done using these check dams. The other photo of that check dam. This is the other photo. Another construction and show that amount of water has been released to this dam. Then the other photo, another photo. Here's the construction process of check dam. And the other techniques is percolation tanks. It's also in Kandahar province of Afghanistan that has been done. This other photo of that. Here you can see tunnel cleaning and Kariz cleaning process. You can see the photos. Here's the wells repairs. The access shafts has been repaired. Here is the canal lining. Also water reservoir repair that in night or also in fall and winter the need for water become more less. Therefore, the best the best technique to store water, it can be referred to water reservoir. You can see the photos. And case example of Kariz, you can see here Zampar Kariz in the Sabrili Yaqubid Post province. You can see here the status, discharge, irrigated land, beneficiary, labor dispute, and total cost. Here you can see the before and after rehabilitation. That if you mention only the amount of discharge before rehabilitation, it was 15 liters per second, and after rehabilitation it becomes 190 liters per second. You can see the significant fluctuation in its discharge. Here also another Kariz in Kandahar province, in Irrigation district. You can see discharge before and after. It was 5 before, it was 5 after, it becomes 12. You can see the check dam that constructed in the area. Also, that Kariz that I mentioned in the previous, you can see the reservoir that has been constructed there. It was before construction, it is after construction. And an interesting thing that a dry Kariz from 5 years lying downstream of this Barakhan Kariz in Irrigation Kandahar. The check dam got flow of 7 liters per second in addition to the Kariz that was intended to be recharged after check dam was constructed. It was a good point that I mentioned. Also important sources that I've used. And thank you for your attention. That's all, Professor.
Thank you, Abdullah. It was actual situation and mainly the distribution of water from Kariz. But you say that 36% dry. Can you say where this dry Kariz located? In which region?
In all Afghanistan, if you consider the we have 5 sub-basins, 5 basins in Afghanistan. It was generally in 5 sub-basins for about 3,406 Kariz have been dried.
So it's independently from the location, yes?
Yeah.
But any case, could it be related with glacier disappeared or some other reasons? Maybe just so old Karizes and they need just to clean it? What's the reason?
Yeah, I mentioned that it is as a result of climate change and also low maintenance due to 3-decade civil war. And during the war, it was a good shelter for the persons who fought in that time. Okay. And also glacier, yeah, climate change would cause glacier to be shrinked. Can also be a good reason.
In case of Afghanistan, we cannot say, is it pure climate or it's some just military reasons or just destruction due to human activity, I can say, or not activity. We cannot divide it at this moment.
Yeah, it has both effects on Kariz's. It's war and also climate change. Yes, we cannot say that it's pure of climate change. It's also a huge effect is due to the war in Afghanistan.
Okay. Okay, clear. So, and now I would like to give a speech for Aigerim. Aigerim.
Hello for everyone.
Yeah. Hi.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for the informative presentation. Unfortunately, I didn't have time for prepare the presentation because I was in the field trip and I just came yesterday. But during this trip, we visited from the South Kazakhstan to the East South Kazakhstan, and we visited like forests, national parks. And during this trip, I analyzed the landscape of the.
So, generally, it is very important question about this experience exchange, because I know in Iran, in Middle East, they really in active use at the same time in Afghanistan? And what's about Central Asia?
In case of Kazakhstan, I didn't find like it was like it's active using these days, because agricultural sector uses the water like not using the Kariz system. So my trip was in the south of Kazakhstan. It's this area like Ugam National Park, like here, as you see. And I noticed that the landscape is could be good just for how to say, to use this kind of system and for the agricultural sector, because for example some lands are not used because the water and the rivers they get dry. So also I talked with my colleagues who's working on the researching about salinity, and he also wanted like he's interested in the area of Aral, like this area where is the like the land is like empty and without like now it's kind of useless. And I thought if it's possible like to suggest to use this kind of system, maybe to with some improvements, and for using the system for the for the land, for the forest, maybe how to say, to use the water with rational way.
So you would like to suggest such a chain, so near the mountains, some kind of agricultural use, and follow far from mountains in this arid area, you can use the same water for forest, for example, irrigation.
Yes, yes, because also well, of our trip, actually the trip was about the project is about forests, like how the climate change influences for the forests. And we visited south part where is the located Ugam Sayram National Park. Later we've been in the Ilialatau Park, and later we visited Chongar Alatau Park, which the landscape the same like the south. There is like the land, but it's not so useful for the agricultural sector because there is no water. And like my idea was, what if we do some research and about I mean compare this system, how it works in Afghanistan, Iran, Spain, for example, and to try to find like a rational way how we can use like rainwater or water that gets dry to this case, like for forest irrigation.
So it's a pure knowledge transfer, knowledge and skills transfer from Middle East to the Central Asia.
Yes,
I
because
yes, please.
Sorry? I mean, for example, I have been in Spain like 3 months. Like I did internship, and during this internship, I did some field trips too. And for me, it was like Spain was a big, like small version of Kazakhstan, because in Spain, the landscapes are the same. Like there is forests, mountains, then it gets like deserts. And I know that in the south part of Spain, they also use this irrigation system like Kariz, but they called it Galleria. But I haven't been in Iran, Afghanistan, or Uzbekistan, so I can say how they use. But according the articles and the presentation that give us Abdullah, I think that we can do compare the systems, how it works in every country, and try to suggest the good way of using the water resources.
Generally, any research starts since literature review. And so I know that you have to prepare article about Karizes, and generally exist a lot of possibilities. You can use international experience, or you can investigate natural factors of the Kariz existing, for example, the catchment area, the volume of melting water in every season for filling of this Kariz, and other factors. Generally, if you will focus on the literature review and professional literature review for the high-ranking journal, it will be a top cited articles, I think. Especially if you will find good co-authors of this review. And in this case, of course, it must be in English, of course. And maybe light version of this review in Russian. Because not everybody able to read in English in Central Asia, mainly the Russian, and now we have trend for national languages. Maybe we can, if you would like, maybe we can, together with Abdullah and another person who would like to join our team, we can prepare a set of reports, even in the national languages, and explain for simple people how Kariz work. And maybe it's my actually dream if we would like to able to organize some kind of meeting between farmers, farmer in Afghanistan with the help of Abdullah, and farmers somewhere in Uzbekistan or in Kazakhstan who never heard about such system, but can use, because generally Kariz, it's actually a self-working system. You just should clean it or keep it in good conditions and nothing more. It is not necessary to use any type of electricity for this water flow. Actually, I can send Kariz. It's a zero carbon emission technique for the irrigation. It is a really unique situation. And if you will be able to use Karizes in the Central Asia, it helps a lot of people. Generally, one of the tasks can be Aigerim for you to calculate areas of the land that could be irrigated by Karizes, potentially. So you can, because you know the conditions for Kariz constructions, and you can just calculate with the help of Google areas of potentially good lands for such irrigation. What I know you would like to show, I think, some places where it will be suitable.
So, in my opinion, I mean, after being in the field and also I met some guys who are they are interested about transborder water resourcing, like using these water resources, and they said that in Central Asia it's a big problem of transborder waters. Like, yes, there is some documentation and rules, but in general, in fact, nobody they don't follow these rules, and there is a lot of kind of issues with transborder system. So some farmers, they get some water resources, some not. So there is kind of also this balance in ecosystem. I mean, not only to farmers or agricultural sector, but also to the I mean, forests or these ecosystems. So I think for my research, our research, I mean, we can use the territory of maybe Sayramugam, because for example, we have some data, I mean, about forests. Maybe I can use this for some correlation between some changes. Also, we can use this lens. It's also in the south. So here, I think we can see that, like, there is could be a good condition for Kariz irrigation system like this, because we see that there is people don't use this area for for farming or agriculture.
Mm-hmm. I think in case of south of Kazakhstan, because it was an agricultural part, really thousands years long history, and I think we can recognize ancient Karizes. It will be also important for archaeologists. If we will select potentially good places for Kariz constructions today, it must be somewhere ancient Karizes.
Yes, and also its place is way of Silkway Road. I mean the south and also this part. So also we were in this area. So, and I've noticed that agriculture, like farmers, they use this part of land, and this part of land is kind of not used. Out of use, yes. And I thought, like, also people, they are, except of agriculturists, they do farming. So I think, for example, I thought, what if to use this lens, like, which is out of use, for lending some, how to say, plants for example, for horses or for sheep, or I don't know, like for the farming.
This land will be usable for the whole season, not only for the early spring.
Yes,
the whole spring.
That's true.
So I think we already speaking around half an hour. What's my opinion about this Kariz situation? Definitely we cannot solve all questions today and next year. But what I can from my side, we can actually organize some kind of club of friends with a focus to Kariz, to technology transfer, to the knowledge transfer. And I can organize or support regular meeting of such club, Friends of Kariz or Qanat. Qanat is another title of these structures. And try to invite volunteers for this project, maybe researchers, or if we are talking about modern situations of the Kariz, and if we are talking about agricultural, about farming, and maybe, or I hope it will be very important for investors, because investment to the agriculture on the Chinese border is very nice investment, and it's actually not limited market for the products, and Kariz technology allowed to receive water really very cheap without energy consumption. So my friends, I think we have to close our discussion. Thank you very much for joining this meeting, and our result is establishment of club of Kariz friends, Kariz or Qanat friends. Hope next time we will receive more people with more reports and more ideas about investment, about research, about archaeology. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.